Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Before I jump in, I just wanted to explain this video a little bit. So a couple months ago, I had done an old sketchbook tour where I flipped through one of my old sketchbooks, just like this one, that's filled with old art that I am quite embarrassed about. But a couple of you, especially some of you who are a bit younger or maybe just starting their artistic journey, left some comments about how the things I was saying about my old art, feeling kind of embarrassed about it and making fun of the stuff I used to draw, made them feel a little upset because of where they were in their own artistic journey, whether the stuff they were making was comparable to my old art or maybe not as good or whatever. And I just wanted to say that I was super sorry that a couple of you got the wrong idea, but I did take your comments to heart. So I wanted to make this video a little bit more encouraging, but to just talk more about my personal artistic journey. And the model for this video, you will probably recognize if you've been here for a little bit, is going to be Willow. A couple videos back I did a redesign of Willow. So this was my first drawing that I ever did of Willow. Her hair is atrociously neon pink. The blue, I mean, the colors are kind of nice, but the outfit's a little wacky. This sketchbook here has actually a couple more pictures of her, which makes it perfect for what I want. All right. This is probably going to send the colors on my camera way out of whack because it's so bright. This is my first drawing of Willow. This is my second drawing of Willow. Kind of the same. It's not super improved in color or anything because these are both drawn within the same year. Still using the same neon pink colored pencil for her hair and really not nailing any of the anatomy. So with this, when I was young, DeviantArt was like the hip happening place to be for a young artistic person like myself. I had a bunch of online friends who were on DeviantArt and it was a really great bustling community. I have no idea what it's like now because I don't go on the website anymore. But at the time, it was really frowned upon to use reference, to study things, to say that you looked at an image and tried to replicate it. It was basically viewed as cheating, and it would be like a medal of honor to post a picture like this one and say no reference used, like it was some really cool thing that you just pumped it out of your brain and it didn't matter if it was incorrect because you didn't need to look at anything. It was just what you made from your mind. And I think a lot of people still kind of have that mentality, and it's super incorrect. During this time of my life, which if we kind of flip through just to a couple more drawings of like people, I was very stagnated in my art because I wasn't looking at anything to see how things were supposed to be drawn. I just was like, a hand kind of looks like this, and that's what I came up with. Hands don't look like that. That's like not, I don't even, this is wrong. That is also not how feet look. But it was just the way that everybody I was around was drawing. You just didn't look at stuff. But you need to look at stuff to understand how it works so that you can replicate it. If you don't look at anything and you keep drawing the same thing over and over again, yes, you will improve, but you will keep improving on the mistakes that you're making. And it's totally fine to not use reference every time. I mean, sitting down and just drawing on paper and kind of vomiting on the page is really great for artistic freedom. It's good to get your ideas out and not worry about anatomy, but when you want to sit down and do like a finished piece, reference can be an extremely useful tool. Even if you just want to use it for studying and then kind of try and remember what you learned when you are applying those skills to a new piece, reference is a very pivotal point in an artistic journey to get from like point A to point B. So here is another drawing of Willow. From the sketchbooks I have, I believe this is the most recent one from way back when. And you can see a big style change. I am actually drawing the hair in individual pieces, sort of. I've changed the eye shape. I've given more like detail into the neck and kind of thought about how clothing works, because at this point I was looking at images and trying to figure out how stuff worked, as opposed to back here when I was just pumping everything from my mind. That's why all my clothes were like super tight, because I didn't have to worry about the way wrinkles worked. I never really drew dresses or anything because this type of flowing movement was really intimidating to me, and I didn't want to look at pictures because I didn't want to be labeled a cheater. So everybody had like crop tops and short skirts and really long hair. Now if we flip to my most recent sketchbook, I have it marked. This is my most recent sketch of Willow. You can see there is a huge stylistic change. I mean, the most obvious being that I turned her into an actual human and not like this weird cat person. But you can see a very, very large jump of improvement from here to here to here. So this was my artistic journey, and I'm still on it, and I will be on it every day until the day that I die or the day that I give up drawing, which will hopefully be never. But I think it's really important to see progression like this, because we all know social media gives us a very warped perception of reality. And YouTube, with speed paints and speed drawings, although it's video, it convinces us that people are showing you things in real time. And some people are, but a lot of the times, or at least for me, off camera, the stuff that I don't show you guys is tons of little sketches to figure out something, or, you know, hours of looking at hands and clothes and trying to figure out how they work. And I think as a beginner, it can be really scary to watch somebody creative or to stumble upon a channel that's really well established and see somebody creating something and get the idea that that's where you're supposed to be right at that moment, and because you're not there, you're failing. And that can be any type of creative thing or just like life in general. What people choose to put on social media really, it affects everybody, and I think that's just the reality of it. And I don't think there are enough videos out there just sort of showing you that it's okay to be here or to not even be here yet, because you can get here just with practice and with time. This isn't even really that great in comparison to a lot of the artists that I follow. So there's a lot of people to me that I look up to and I compare myself to, and because I'm not there yet, I get a little down about my own work. It's totally normal. But I think it's really important to remember that it's okay to be here, and it's okay to be a beginner. As long as you're sitting down and you're drawing and you're working on whatever it is, you'll improve. I wish there was a way that I could reach through the screen and kind of give you all a little pat on the head and just let you know it's okay to be where you're at. You're going in the right direction because you're moving forward. The only thing that's bad is if you stop, and that's just you letting yourself down. And I hope that seeing this little progression here makes you guys feel a little bit better, because me going over my old work was never intended to make anybody feel bad about the stuff that they're making. So I hope by seeing this, a couple of you guys feel a little bit better, feel a little bit encouraged that, yeah, you can do it, you got this, let that imagination soar, practice, 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 you'll get better, and you are doing just fine. To end this video on a little bit more of a fun note, I'm going to throw up a little poll on my YouTube channel in the community tab, and I'm going to get you guys to vote on which picture in this sketchbook you would like me to redraw. It's going to be between this one, this one. This is also chalk pastel. Pretty much everything in this sketchbook is chalk pastel, and it's disgusting. Let's see. This mermaid, which I actually did try to redraw before, and I absolutely hated the outcome, so I would be interested in doing that one again. Or Let's say this girl in the yellow dress. Yeah, I'll throw that poll up. You guys can vote, and hopefully soon I'll put up a draw this again video just to elaborate further on the whole kind of progression thing, because I think it's really important for artists to talk about. I just think it's a really important thing to constantly be looking back at your old work and where you are now and seeing the improvement and knowing that every day you are improving a little bit. So I am gonna just throw that poll up there. You guys can vote if you want to. If you don't, that's totally fine. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in another video. You know I love you, and I hope you have a really great day. And don't be so hard on yourself. Okay, bye.